Welcome. This video is to prepare you for test 2-2. Here is the review. So this is to prepare you for test 2-2. So again, you may forward to the question that you don't understand or need to review more about, or you can watch the video in its entirety. So number one, which points on the coordinate grid below satisfy the condition? So X. In elementary school, you did learn that this means more or greater than -3.5, and y has to be less than 1 4/5, which is 1 8/10. So let me get my pen. I'll use green. So it says x. So here's x. The x has to be more than -3.5. So which numbers are more than 3.5? All of these numbers are more than -3.5. And then y, which numbers are less than 1 4/5? So here's y, less than 1 4/5. So all of these numbers are less than 1 4/5. So it needs to be, so the points have to be somewhere from here to here. So from here to here. So let's cross out Q, R, and T. Q, R, T, Q, R, T. So we know it cannot be B or C. Next thing, Y has to be less than 1 8/10. So here's 1 8/10. So Y, so that means it has to be in this box. So it cannot be U and V. So I cross out this. So we are left with P, S, and W. Next one, a recipe for mac and cheese requires 2/3 cup butter. Rami wants to make 3/4 of the recipe. So she wants to make 3/4 of the recipe. So imagine this is the butter. Is she going to use all of the recipe or is she going to use part of the recipe? She only wants to use 3/4 of it. 3/4 is this part. So she only wants to use part of the recipe. So we're using part of the recipe. Are you finding the whole answer or less than the answer? Less. So we're multiplying. Part of a group of is part of something is multiplying. So you multiply 3/4 times 2 there. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. 6, 12. If we simplify by dividing by 6, it's 1/2. Number 3, Margie paid $8.70 for sliced cheddar cheese. She paid $3.48 per pound. How many pounds of cheese did she buy? So she paid $8.70 for sliced cheese. She paid $3.40. So we could do $3.48 the first pound, $3.48 the next pound. So right now that's about $6.96. So we know she bought 2 pounds. Then she had to buy some more. So you know what? We're going to divide this. $8.70 divided by 3 and 4,800. Do they have the same place value? No, we have to multiply by the hundreds place. So it's 870 divided by 348. If we divide 870 by 348, 348 goes at 872 times 696. Remainder 174. How do you get a remainder? Annex 0. How many 348s go in 1,740? 5 times. So that's why the answer is 2.5 pounds. Number 4, Stephanie has 3 3/4 bags of soil to put in her garden. Each bag, so she has 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags, and then 3/4 of a bag. Each bag will cover 125 3/10 feet. 125 3/10 feet. How many square feet will she be covered if she uses all these bags? So what's a faster way of repeated addition? Multiplying. How can you turn this into a decimal? 3/7500ths. Half is 50. 1/4, half of half is 25. So each fourth is 25. So that's why it's 75. So 125 3/10 times 3 7500ths. So we multiply this. If I take out these zeros, you just multiply whole numbers. You get this really long number, 469,875, but you jump it 3 places, 1, 2, 3. That's why the answer is 469 and 875,000 square feet. Number 5, your answer may be in fraction or decimal form. So one way to subtract this is there's so many ways to solve this. Some people turn it to decimal. 6 and 1/5 is 6 and 2/10 or 20/100. 2 and 3/4 is 2 and 75/100. Subtract it is 3 and 45/100. Some people will subtract it using fraction. So what do they have a common denominator? Yes, 20. How do you build 5 to 20 times 4 times 4 is 420? How do you build 4 to 20 times 5, 1520? Can I subtract 4 minus 15? No, I have to do something called regrouping. 6 becomes a 5. Then I add this 1 to the 4. So it's 20 to the 4, so that's 24 20th. 24 minus 15 is 9 20th. I had actually a person in my other class who she prefers doing it this way, turning it to improper. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 1 is 31/5. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11/4. So let's do improper. So it's 20, 20. Again, 5 going 20 times 4 times 4. That's 124. Again, 4 going 20 times 5 times 5, 55. So the reason why some students like this way is you don't have to do regrouping. You just do regular subtraction. 124 minus 55 is 69 20th, which is the same answer as saying 3 and 9 20th. Number 6, Beau finished his time math facts in 3 minutes. The test had 90 facts. What is Beau's rate in facts per minute? Per means what number again? 1 minute. Make a table if that is something that you are more comfortable with. So this is about facts and minutes. So 90 facts, 3 minutes. How do I break it down to 1 minute? How do I break down 3 minutes to 1 minute? Divided by 3 or times it by a third. That's why it's 30 facts per minute. Number 7, Ricardo ran the 100-meter sprint in 10.5 seconds, which best represent rate per second. Per second. So let's make a table again. So this is about meter and seconds. So 100 meters, 10.5 seconds. So per means 1. How to break it down from 10.5 to 1? Divided by 10.5, divided by 10.5. So it's 100 divided by 10.5. So 100 divided by 10.5. So do they have the same place value? No. Annex a 0. So if I times it by the tenths and tenths, it's 1,000 divided by 105. So looking at answer choices, how many 105s go in 1,000? 9 times, which is 105 times 9 is 945. Subtract that, get 55. Annex is 0. How many 105s go in 55? 5 times. Well, I know it can't be D, B, or C, so that's why it's A. 9 and 5, 52 meters per second. Find a ratio of boys to girls. Boys to girls. Boys has 15 boys. Girls has 5 girls. 55. Can I simplify this? Divide by 5, 3 boys. So it's 3 boys, 1 girl. That's the same ratio. Complete the table. Oh, 1 girl, 3 boys. 2, so complete the ratio. If you have 21 boys, if you keep in mind, how many girls? 7 girls, 21 boys. And then plot them. Make a thing. So this is number of girls, number of boys. So 1 girl, 3 boys. 2 girls, 6 boys. 3 girls, 9. So as you can tell, the boys are triple the girls. And then use the graph, predict the number of boys for 10 girls. So we know that these are boys, girls. There are 3 boys for 1 girl. So if you have 10 girls, what's the relationship here? Times 10, 30. Or up and down method, aren't the boys triple what the girls are? So it's triple 10, 30. Number 12. A basket of fruit contains 3 bananas, 6 apples, 4 oranges, 5 pears. Find the ratio of oranges to total number of fruit. Total means all of it. So oranges is 4, but total fruit 3, 6. 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. But we have to simplify this, of course. and you get 2 oranges for every 9 fruit. Referring to question 12, if the ratio of bananas to oranges is 3 to 4, write an equivalent ratio. So can you tell me another way to say 3 bananas, 4 oranges? What about 6 bananas, 8 oranges? You times it by 2. What about 9 bananas, 4 oranges? Times it by 3. What about 12 bananas and 16 oranges? Times it by 4. Number 14, the ratio below shows the ratio of red to blue in 4 jars. So red to blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. Which jar contains 15 red, marble red, 12 blue? So 15 red, 12 blue. Let's simplify it by dividing by 3 is 5, 4. Jar 3. Jar 3. 15. David, I'm going to make a table here. David rode his bicycle for 6 hours in the last 2 weeks. If he continued bicycling at the same rate, how many hours will he ride his bicycle in 17 weeks? So this is about hours and weeks. 6 hours, 2 weeks. How many hours can he ride in 17 weeks? So there are many ways to solve this. I have some of my kids who say, I'm going to multiply by a decimal times 8.5. So 6 times 8.5 is 51. That's one way to do it. I have other kids who see an up and down relationship. Said, why don't the relationship here is, why don't I break the 6 or times the 2 by 3 to get 6? So 17 times 3 is 51. And then the third way is, why don't I simplify 6 2? Divide by 2 is 3. Divide by 2 is 1. How do I build 1 back to 17? Times 17 times 17, and that's where I get 51. So there's so many ways to solve it. It's up to what you think is easy to solve. 16. Sophia needs 1 and 1 cups of honey to make 5 batches of snack bars. What is the number of cups of honey she needs to make 1 batch? So let's make a table. I like making tables, or you do proportion. Proportion is just a table without labels. So this is about cups, and this is about batches. So 1 and 1/4 cups, 5 batches, 1 batch. How do you break down 5 to 1? Divide by 5. Divide by 5. So what is 1 and 1/4 divided by 5? Well, if you're breaking it down, I know the answer can't be A or B. So, how do you divide fractions again? Some people would use this as a decimal, 1 and 2,500 divided by 5. I'm going to just leave it, turn improper to a mixed number, turn a mixed number to improper. 1 times 4 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 4, times, what's the reciprocal of 5, 1? 1/5, so it's 5/20th. Well, I don't think it's going to be D. 5/20 simplifies to 1/4. Number 17, the gas tank in Taro's car can hold a total of 18 gallons of gas. Estimate the total number of liters of gas the tank can hold. So let's make a table. This is about gallons and liters. So 1 gallon holds 3 8/10 liters. So if it has 18 gallons. What's the relationship between 1 gallon to 18 gallons? Times 18. So if I multiply 3.8 to 18, I get 68.4. But it does say estimate. Did anybody use 4 liters? Multiply 4 times 18, 72. So if you're around the 70-ish, you did a good job. 18. Which statement is true in this one? The relationship between length and width. The width, so this is width, this is length. So the width is 1, so the length is 2. The width is 2, the length is 4. The width is 3, the length is 6. So the width is twice the length. Nope. This length is twice the width. That is true. The relationship is times 2. Every time you put a width down, you double it to get the length. Number 19, Leigh wants to find the number of ounces of pretzels in a 4-pound container. She knows the ratio of ounces and pound is 16:1. Where would you put the 4-pound? On the bottom. So let's see. 16 ounces, 1 pound. It's A. This is wrong because pounds should go on top. This is wrong because ounces should be on top. This is, oh, it's supposed to be ounces a pound. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. So that's why A makes sense. And the very last question. Lydia has 2 pieces of ribbon. The red ribbon is 4 feet 5 inches. The blue ribbon is 6 feet 9 inches. What is the total length? So if I add up these feet, that's 9 feet. If I add up the inches, that's 14 inches. So what is the total inches? So I'm going to make a table. Feet, inches. 1 feet has 12 inches. If something is 9 feet, the relationship is times 9 times 9. 12 times 9 is 108 inches. Plus the 14 inches, that is 120. Wait. Stop, stop, stop. It says red ribbon is 4 feet, 6 feet. How embarrassing. Let me erase this. I apologize for making this mistake. Apologize. This, this, this. So it's 10 feet. So how do you build 1 feet to 10 feet? Times 10 times 10. So it should be 120 inches plus 14 is 134. 134 inches. And that is to get you ready for things. So you need to know how to do measurement conversion. You need to know how to make tables. You need to know what the word per means. You need to know how to graph points. You need to know how to multiply, divide, fractions and decimals, and add and subtract fractions. And you will be successful. Oh, in decimals.